What's good, everybody? Hope you guys had a wonderful 2021. So in this video, I'll be talking about the top 10 NFT projects that I'll be looking forward to get into in the month of January. So stay tuned. Before I start this video, I just want you guys to see these charts here in the Dune Analytics. In the month of December, we have the OpenSea monthly volume almost comparable to the month of August. That was the most bullish period for NFTs. Every single project was pumping insanely. And right now, can you look at this? Just yesterday, the volume exceeded over $240 million just in a single day. That I think was one of the highest daily volume ever recorded in OpenSea, and this definitely signifies that NFTs is going on a huge bull run again, very comparable to the August run. So in this video, I'll be going through these projects that I'm looking forward to get into and is the most hyped up ones in the month of January. Just to share you guys how I look at volume. So I always use IC.tools, as I mentioned a lot of times before. This is how I find out trending collections or those stealth mints in the discover page as well. So just use IC tools. It's a fantastic tool to fish out all the different kind of collections that are getting in volume and trending. Before I start with all the 10 projects that I'll be mentioning, if you have not followed my Twitter, I post many calls on my Twitter first before mentioning on YouTube. And one of them is CNIT. Basically, I called this good buy zone for CNIT right over here. At $2.63 for CNIT, it went and retraced back down to the lows of about $2.40, and it went up all the way to a high of about $6 plus. And so anyone who got into this call, you'll be up almost 3x simply by just following me and getting into this call. I myself got into CNIT at around the 260, 270 regions. I was up huge and I took profits. So one thing to mention, whenever I mention these calls, whenever it's going up, do remember to take profits. So take 10% off, take 20% off. You do not have to sell everything, but just do remember to take profits on the way up. And just another call that I made a few days ago, I saw this project trending on IC.tools called the Walking Ape. I got in at around 0.04 ETH and it went up to a high of about 0.2 ETH. So these are just some calls that I made. Hopefully you guys managed to see them, and if you have not, follow me on Twitter, have your notice on. I'll be mentioning many calls on Twitter. Okay, so let's move on to the top 10 projects that I'm most excited for in the month of January. And the first project is none other than HAPEBEAST. I've talked about this project many times. It's mainly a art and fashion project, and their name is inspired by none other than HAPEBEAST, right? And their NFTs are mainly based on apes, so therefore HAPEBEAST, right? So they have 8K collection, and look at this insane art. Very well made. And HAPEBEAST will be launching on January 19. The whitelist, I believe, is still open, but it's highly sought after and it's really hard to get. So the only ways to get whitelisted is through their Discord. I'm not whitelisted for this project, but I'll be trying to snipe one in the secondary sale when it releases. Okay, moving on to my second project. This is none other than Pixelmon. Okay, so Pixelmon is basically running on the hype of Pokemons. As you can see here, they look pretty much like Pokemons, right? But pixelated. It's pretty dope. As you can see, they're trying to make a metaverse pixelized game, and looking at the laboratory, you can see their different art pieces. These are their sneak peeks. I believe this is one of the Pixelmons, and they also have cute ones over here. Okay, I mentioned this roadmap before, so I'll go through it very quickly. So firstly, they'll have their Gen 1 Pixelmons. These Gen 1 eggs will hatch into Pixelmons and it can be traded on OpenSea. And then it will be integrated into Sandbox, where they will have 3D models Pixelmons. So they are able to be, built into Sandbox and built upon voxels. at some point of time, land will be able to be purchased. So all those Pixelmon holders will be able to hang out with one another on the certain land that they will have. There will be an alpha version of Pixelmon which will be released. So as I mentioned, this is the virtual open world metaverse where Pixelmon holders can join in as trainers and you can play, explore and build, etc. I don't want to talk too much about this because I've already talked about it in previous videos. They have not released their release date yet, but one thing you can do is try to get into their Discord. Right now the Discord is currently locked and I'm sure many people are trying to get into Pixelmon. I'm currently in the Discord and it's pretty happening. The community is pretty lit. We have games around where we can earn whitelists, etc. The easiest way to get into the whitelist is by getting into the Discord first. So do put your notice on for their Twitter page. Who knows when they might open up the gates again. Moving on to the third project, it will be none other than WGMI interfaces. I mentioned this a lot of times already. Well, this project is mainly based on art as well, based on the cute art. Why I'm bullish on this project because it gives me the doodles vibes. The art is very, very clean, and so I think it'll do extremely well. They do not have a Discord page, but they do have a website. So if you want more information, do check them out. But anyway, I just want to make it clear that this project is emphasizing on their art only. So there are no other utilities that they have mentioned yet. As they said here, no roadmaps or promises, just vibes. So if you're interested in buying in, you're basically buying into the art itself only. Moving on to the fourth project, I'll be talking about AZUKI. Why am I bullish on AZUKI is because they have this anime vibe. Looking at the art just on the front page, you can see it's very, very detailed. These anime-like characters holding katanas, cool-ass jackets, and the art looks very, very detailed. I believe the fashion trend in the NFT world will pick up very, very crazily. As you can see, what did they say in their website? They are trying to build AZUKI as a brand. I'm assuming they're trying to make a fashion anime kind of brand. And this brand for the metaverse, for the community, there'll be 10,000 of these avatars. It will give you exclusive streetwear collabs, NFT drops, and live events. So the main things from this project to take note is the streetwear collabs. Because I'm pretty sure streetwear and fashion will be huge in NFTs. This is the main reason why I am bullish on AZUKI. I'm also not whitelisted yet. The only ways to win the whitelist right now is just also same thing as most projects. Get into the Discord, be active, make fan art, and also raffles on their Twitter. Okay, moving on. It's Metroverse. So Metroverse is a land trading strategy game that pays to play. It's a land play for NFTs. As I mentioned a lot of times, I'm super bullish on Metaverse land NFTs, and this is one of them. I've talked about this many times already. I am currently not whitelisted for this project as well, still trying to get whitelisted, and the only ways is through Discord and Twitter raffles. Okay, so just a brief overview for their roadmap again. There will be 10,000 of these NFTs. They'll be releasing a token called MET, and they'll be staking enabled for these NFTs. I believe in months to come, there will be another set of collection called Mayors, and there will be 1,000 of these Genesis Mayors. And then lastly, they will have their PvP game release. Not sure when all these are releasing, but this is just part of their roadmap. So this is just some of their art. Moving on to the sixth project, this is PXQUEST. Okay, so this PXQUEST is another pixelated kind of art which they will be releasing a game as well. There'll be 5,000 of these unique adventurers. There'll be characters, loots, and lands available, tradable as an ERC721 token. They have partnered up with many well-known NFT projects like Sneaky Vampire Syndicate, Llamaverse, PX Mythics, Kaiju Kings, Pixelmon, NanoPass, and BearX. So looking at their roadmap, they're going to be releasing their Genesis collection, which is the 5,000 avatars. They'll be also releasing a utility token called Chronos. And moving on to the second part, they'll release their PX Arena launch. So I'm assuming the part of the game will be released. There'll be a Gen 2 collection, and there'll be more collabs. They would have single player dungeons, their PX Kingdoms launch, land auctions, and crafting and enchanting. And lastly, they will have their multiplayer raids launch. So I'm pretty stoked for this because, as you know, I'm very bullish on games that integrate NFTs. And this is why I'm bullish on them. Their art is pixelated and really cute. And you know, the trend now in NFTs is just cute art. As long as it's cute, it can do well. Look at how well animated this is. Very, very cool. So I'm very bullish on PXQuest. So the same thing goes, how to win the whitelist. I'm not sure if Discord is locked, but if you are able to get into the Discord, they have referrals every day for people to get whitelists. And the same thing goes as for other projects. To get whitelisted, be active, be a great community member, and yeah. So I'm not whitelisted for this as well, just putting this out there for you guys. So this is their white paper. I'll just briefly go through them. As stated in their white paper, PXQuest is a dungeon crawler. So all these characters, loots and lands are owned by the players. So what do they want to achieve is that PXQuest will be a completely free to play experience after the initial NFT purchase. And so looking at their gameplay, there will be raiding, where you form raiding parties, take on quests, dungeons, and according to difficulty, you get rewarded accordingly. Then there will be weapons, armors that will be dropped by defeating mobs, and for resources for kingdom building. That's pretty cool. Then they also have their dueling, so you have on-chain dueling between players, so they can settle scores and wagers. They can wager the utility token Chronos, their items, and many more. Regarding their land, the PXQuest adventurers can own land, join lands to form kingdoms. So there are only just 500 plots of land, mainly two categories. The first one being time fractured land. There will be 450 of these plots, and they require 1,250 Chronos crystals to stabilize and mint before anything can be built. They would have their stable land as well, only 50 plots. And these are unique 1-to-1 plots that will be auctioned prior to the launch of the land system. So as you can see here, the land is pretty limited. So if you can get your hands on it when it launches, I believe you will do extremely well. So what you can do with the land, you can accumulate resources, mint better gear, unlock larger dungeon rates, and titles and skins. So overall, the gameplay looks pretty fun, pretty dope. So I'm looking forward to this. So next up, I'll be talking about PX Mythics, one of the partners for PXQuest. So they are also pixelized. There will be 1,000 of these Mythic Genesis creatures, and then a remaining of 6,111 Mythic creatures. They are basically their main collection. And their official mint date is Jan 5th. Timing is to be confirmed. Looking at their art, these are some of the sneak peeks that they have shown. I believe this is the Genesis collection. Looking at PX Mythics roadmap, but I'm just going to summarize this for you guys. So this project is based on the mythologies, and their aim is to create highly enjoyable utility built within the metaverse. So their phase 1 is their Genesis collection. There are 3 types, mainly the gods, demigods, and elementals. The Genesis collection consists of 1,000 of these NFTs. They are 1-of-1 gods, 2x demigod archetypes, 7 elementals, so earth, fire, water, etc. And so they mentioned that earth, water, fire, and air is more common. Electricity, magma, and matter will be more rare. So this is just their sneak peeks of their different elementals. So all these NFTs from the Genesis collection will generate power, their utility token. So their Genesis collection will generate the most power with each type generating more power than the next. The amount of power each type will generate has yet to be decided. So the 1-of-1 gods will generate the most power, obviously. Demigods will generate the second most, and elementals the third most. So all holders of the Genesis collection will be able to mint the creatures, so I believe the remaining part of their collection, for free. And you can mint a maximum of 2 creatures. So their phase 2 will be the generative collection. So their main bulk of their collection will be here. There will be 6,111 collection of mythic creatures, wide variety of creature races. The number is to be decided. They will also generate power, but will generate the least amount compared to gods, demigods, and elementals. So they have this function called Creature Ascension. This will be their first main utility for their ecosystem and their native token power. So the token will be used to level up the creatures in the form of ascended creatures. So there are mainly 3 ways to do it right now. Firstly is to burn 1 creature, so you get 1 random ascension. The archetype and the element of the creature ascended will be randomly assigned, and you can burn 2. And also the last way is to hold the Genesis collection. So 1 Genesis god, 2 Genesis demigods, or 3 Genesis elementals will provide benefit to the ascension process. So they have not mentioned what is this benefit yet. You'll be able to reroll their ascension and choose a specific combination of the archetype and the element for their creature ascension. So their phase 3 will be Mythical DAO. This DAO will manage any assets acquired by the collective within the Mythical DAO, and the intention is for generating returns to the collective and provide income to a pool of capital dedicated to the funding of the functions of the secondary DAO. All these plans are not fully confirmed yet, as you can see. So that's about PX Mythics. Their project is mainly based on the Genesis collection and their utility token, and how their metaverse is going to be like is boils down on how the breeding will work. So if you're interested, do read up on their Medium and do get into the Discord for more information as well. I believe they are closing their Discord to the public very soon. Now moving on to the next project called Oxia Origin. So their launch date will be on the 5th of January. So Oxia Origin is a ecosystem with utilities, community building mechanisms, and epic adventures for players. So I believe their artist is very experienced, and one of them is a world-class senior artist, previously chief in the best productions like Avengers, Disney, The Witcher, and many more. So they have a collection of 7,898 of these unique Oxians NFTs from 3 planets divided into 9 unique tribes. They are trying to make a vast ecosystem with innovative utility, community building, and epic adventure for all players. It will be developed over the month. So this is mainly built around the talented artists and the game developers. This is just some of their sneak peeks of their characters. There are no sneak peeks of the game yet, but they do have the roadmap written over here. So their Q1 will be releasing the Genesis collection. There will be a Collab and Conquer, which is playable already in Q1. Their stations and factions will be out. Q2, they'll be introducing the lands, their first quest, and their Oxia token. Q3, they will have their Nobility Ascension, Breeding and Genesis land rewards, and probably another type of game. Q4, they will have their own marketplace. 2023 and 2024, their whole metaverse, or rather their whole Oxiaverse, will be active with all their 9 planets, lands, and ecosystems expansions. So this is a very long-term play. You know, a good game is very hard to make, and it takes a long time to develop a well-made game. So I believe this is one of them. So if you really believe in them long-term, check their characters out, check their roadmap, check their team. Do check them out at Oxia Origin. Do check their Discords as well. Right now it's pretty hard to get into the whitelist because I think you need to get to level 10 on Discord, chat a lot. You know, I don't like all this stuff, so I'm not doing it. If you want to get into the project at mint price but do not want to grind for the whitelist like me, there'll be a raffle for Oxia Origin at January 5th. I'm not sure exactly what time is it. I'm pretty sure it's following this timing over here on their website. If you are excited for this project and you believe in it long term for the game and their production, do join their raffle. For more info, just join their Discord as well. One thing to note, their public price would be 0.3 ETH, which is pretty pricey. I know most of you guys would think this is very pricey. because I think so too. So only if you have money that you're willing to lose, then go for the raffle and, you know, hopefully you win, be able to mint at this price. I'm not sure how it'll go because the mint price is really expensive. So yeah, if you're low on liquidity, I would advise you not to go for this project. Moving on to my second last project, I'll be talking about C-01. So this is another fashion NFT project, and I believe that the artist right over here, as they stated, the artist is called Gilberto Zaragoza. He was a lead 3D designer at Warner Bros. And also in collaboration with Luis Montero, fashion designer from Louis Vuitton. Again, I believe in fashion as the next NFT trend. So looking at the details of the art itself, I'm super bullish on this project. The Discord already has about 200,000 people in there. Very, very big news because I believe most people are in the project because of the news that the artist is from Warner Bros. They have 8,888 of these NFTs. They have not mentioned when is their release date yet. So for more info, just click on the Discord. Right now, if you want to get whitelisted, you need to grind and get a certain level in the Discord and also invite, I think, 10 people. Again, I'm not a fan of how they are making people grind for these whitelists. So I'm just keeping an eye on this project. And I'm probably going to pick them up on secondary instead of going for the whitelist because I hate grinding for these. The last project I'll be talking about is this project called Doodle Ape. So this project I recently just found out on Twitter randomly. I don't know how I found it, but at the profile picture, looks pretty cool. Okay, some 3D art. So I went to check it out. It gained an insane amount of followers in just a few hours. I got in around 1,000 followers ish, and I kind of missed it by just a little bit because they mentioned that the first 1,000 followers, they are probably going to whitelist them or something like that. But anyway, do check them out. Their Discord is open. What drew me into this project is purely the art. This project is a derivative for Doodles and Bored Ape Yacht Club, and this art to me is comparable to HAPEBEAST. So that's what drew me to this project. I don't know anything more about this project, but they mentioned that they'll be releasing ways to get whitelisted very soon in their Discord. So if you haven't, do join their Discord. So I want to share some projects that are worth mentioning. Okay, firstly is Clementine's Nightmare. I am pretty stoked for this project because just looking at the art itself, the art looks really good. It's very, very different from normal projects. This is just some of their sneak peeks. Okay, and they have different factions with the Beast faction, the Dream faction, and they are trying to make a play to earn NFT hero battler game with story and battle modes. So I love this kind of NFTs that are playable in games. Do try to get whitelisted for this. They are trying to make an AAA game NFT project. So I'm stoked for this. I'm really trying to get a whitelist. Join me in their Discord because I'm kind of active there. Hopefully I get whitelisted very, very soon. Another one to mention is Meta Ego Club. So it's created by a pretty well-known artist called Gally Artist. This is their tag over here. So this is mainly a art NFT project as well. Right now, it's kind of the 3D art meta as well. This is another 3D art project. Details is really, really detailed. As you can see, the lighting out of the cigarette is really, really detailed. Their eyes, etc. And the last project I want to talk about is Collider's Craftwork. Alright, so this is the main sneak peeks for the project. Again, another 3D kind of art, but this is going to be implemented into a game as well. I do not know much about this project as well, but I just know that the Collider Craftworks is pretty well known. I'm not sure whether they are a company or something. The Discord has a lot of people inside as well, over 100,000. So I believe the demand is there. Tell the art's already very clean. If you have played Mortal Kombat, Assassin's Creed, or Injustice 2, you have played with some of the characters that they have developed. So they are well experienced. They have already created many great characters from these awesome games. So I'm super bullish on this, and I'm big on fashion as well. So this project fits into all the categories that I'm bullish on. Games, 3D art, fashion. Bam, this project is going to melt faces. So they have not mentioned any release date as well. So do try luck to get whitelisted if possible. Join their Discord, go and find out on how to get whitelisted. That's what I'm doing too. Alright, hope you guys like this video. Let's start this year strong. I'll be trying up to come out with more content. Right now, I believe that the month of January is NFT season. The volume is just insane, and this is exactly the volume that we experienced back in August, where every single project that pops up on IC2s is trending. This is crazy, but just be careful as more and more of these projects suddenly just rise up out of nowhere. The NFT market becomes very saturated, so the money is spread among many different projects. So only invest what you can afford to lose, take profits on the way up. Don't just blindly ape without doing any research. But anyway guys, I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter. So if I see something bullish or anything that I'm getting on, I will post on my Twitter first before maybe posting on YouTube. If you haven't followed me on Twitter already, do follow me at b_chick. And as always, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.